What makes a legend? What mix of courage, inspiration, and inner strength propels an ordinary individual to make history, to stand out from the rest of the populace, shape the world around them, become heroes or villains? I am Funky Monkey. Come with me now as we leave the House of Love behind and enter a new realm, the House of Legends. Well, hey there, Internet, and welcome to my House of Legends, where we're not quite done with the medium of anime just yet. Because today's legend was a major inspiration for the Wachowskis in creating their Matrix movies, and even sparked its own franchise. Esteemed audience, one and all, I give you Ghost in the Shell. Released in 1995, Ghost in the Shell is a cyberpunk thriller that tells the tale of a cyborg cop on the trail of a rogue digital entity. Major Kusanagi and her partner Bateau have been charged with stopping the Puppet Master, whose true nature will change our heroine forever. Failing to recoup its costs on release, this movie found its audience on VHS, where it became a cult classic, and finally found its esteem. So come with me now to the streets of Newport City as we jack into the cyberpunk anime adventure, Ghost in the Shell. We present Major Motoko Kusanagi of Public Security Section 9. She's been called in to work on a new case. A diplomatic interpreter is being ghost hacked, but the hacker is using an older, detectable method. Section 9 suspect the Puppet Master, a notorious hacker. But this hack is actually an old-school public phone scam. This lonely binman is getting back at a loveless wife who's divorcing him, when she's the one that cheated on him. Take a tip from your humble host, folks. Relationships need time, patience, and a lot of hard but rewarding work. Of course, this old-school hack is soon detected, and the hacker cornered. But the plain truth is that both this guy and the bin man who card hacked the public phones were actually victims of a ghost hack themselves. The binman isn't even married. He's lived alone for 10 years. He was just implanted with false memories by someone else. And the poor binman doesn't take the truth well. Digital brainwashing. What a horrifying thought. Well, at least ChatGPT can't access your brain directly. Just yet. The plot reappears with the shell of a traffic victim. Nakamura of Section 6 has come to claim the shell, and its ghost is none other than the Puppet Master themselves. The ghost actually gives its title as Project 2501, an accumulation of data and flow of information which arose from a secret project of Section 6. But when the shell is snatched by camouflaged Section 6 operatives, Togusa pops a tracking bullet in their reg plate. And so the detectives of Section 9 track the stolen shell to an abandoned warehouse in the Old Town. Which is, of course, a trap. But it's the only chance Kusanagi has to get one-on-one with 2501, so in she goes. With predictable results. Until Bateau shows up with an anti-tank gun. And so Motoko Kusanagi meets Project 2501. But oh dear, Section 6 won't be exposed. So what was this all about? Well, Project 2501 was Section 6's dirty little secret that hacked into the brains of important political figures and stole secrets for Section 6. The intelligence agency. But somewhere along the way, 2501 became sentient. That's why it downloaded itself into the gynoid body, because it wanted asylum. But Section 6 would prefer that their secrets remained hidden, and as Kusanagi was already chatting with it, they didn't know that she hadn't been told any of their secrets, so she had to go too. Digital espionage. You know, back when I was on active duty, I was actually fighting to protect people, not just hoover up compromat. But I'll spare you the rant. Denouement!
Because the unity of Major Kusanagi and the Puppet Master enters a new body, and continues on, ready for new adventures.
So that was 1995's Ghost in the Shell. And truth be told, I can't put this one into the House of Love, but as an important precursor to the Matrix, I just have to put it into the House of Legends.
This movie is slow and heavy with philosophical musing. Visually, the parallels with the Matrix are hard to miss, though the real world is real here, and the focus is more on the nature of human consciousness, rather than how that consciousness perceives reality, none of which makes for an exciting action blockbuster, and there are only a couple of real action sequences in the 83 minutes of the movie, including the end credits, and a lengthy opening title sequence, which only serves to slow the movie to a crawl. Moreover, the disinterested sounding Major Kusanagi, as voiced in English by Mimi Woods, only further saps excitement, though the macho grouchiness of Richard Epcar's Bartow saves us from complete disengagement. But like the Pat Labor movies, slow doesn't necessarily mean boring. There's a lot to process in this movie, a world of high-tech cyborgs, where human souls can be transmitted, or brains put into entirely new bodies, leading to all sorts of cyber warfare and technological espionage. So, is it a good film? Is it a bad film? It's certainly technically competent, even if such a statement is the faintest of praise. It's fairly humourless, as I suppose such heavy topics are meant to be, though there are a few likeable side characters, in Togusa and Ishikawa, and like the extended sequence in Pat Labor 1, there's a couple of long symbolic sequences where the Major looks out across other individuals who chose the same visage as her. And this is before we even mention the incidental nudity, if it even matters, or the graphic destruction of the shells of Kusanagi in 2501, but even if it doesn't make much of a movie, it's visually sumptuous and mesmerising as an experience, and it even has a somewhat happy ending for the child of 2501 and the Major. So if you're looking for an exciting action adventure with a sci-fi twist, then I can heartily recommend The Matrix. Because Ghost in the Shell is a much deeper experience, and a snapshot of what anime wasn't afraid to do in the 1990s. Even if it isn't what we expect to see today.
I've been Funky Monkey, reminding you that there is nobody else out there like you, and that only you can write your own legend. So long, folks!
Hey folks, Funky again. If you liked the video, you know where that button is. Why not consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell? And if you want to be extra awesome, you can check out my crowdfunding links. And if you're not fussed about any of it, that's okay too. So long!